I was not prepared for that. Hi, welcome to the EverQuest II Chaos Descending expansion livestream. I'm Roxanne Sabo, the community manager for EverQuest II, and whoever wants to...
Tim Heidler, art director of EverQuest II.
Kyle Velli, Candor, lead designer.
Yeah, so we have some pretty cool stuff to show off today. This is going to be your guys' first look at Chaos Descending, and we have a pretty loaded stream. Descending. Did I say ascending?
I won't tell.
Every time. Anyway, I guess we should just hop right in it, right? We have some cool new items to show off first if we want to switch over to Tim's game. Check it out.
Yeah, I'll go through this pretty quick.
Yeah, we're going to spend a few minutes showing the stuff, the goodies from the collector's edition and the house, the cool, amazing house that Tim put together for us, and then after that we're going to talk a lot about details about the expansion. So
they just want to know how they can fly too. All right, so this is
pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, this is the Prestige home. It's obviously an underwater theme, something we haven't done in a while. I know how much you guys like to kind of make aquariums and stuff like that, so we decided to theme it based off plane of water, which you guys will hopefully see more of soon. And here's a bit of a kind of scale reference, so you guys can kind of see what you're working with. There's a couple platforms down here.
It's huge.
It's not that big. I'm trying to be, more conservative in the size, since I know that's been an issue.
Didn't we actually size this down?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
It's a very big house in plane of water.
So, yeah.
There's teleports all over.
Which we added by default, because as you can see, let me give you a broader view. That might be a better way to start.
Yeah. Show the...
Just back all the way out to give you a sense of that scale. Yeah, there you go.
So you can see, I don't even know if you guys can see the cursor. Well, there's multiple tiers. You can't even see my hand pointing at the screen. That's weird. There's multiple tiers, and there's 4 floors total. And basically, the teleporters will take you between the floors from the lower pools and take you all the way up to the top and even across. Let's see if we can actually...
Yeah, see. Like that one should take you up, right?
Yeah, you can go across or at least can pull. So go up. Now you're on another level, and you can jump to the other side. So instead of having to use teleport pads by default, we decided to kind of just put the navigation in there.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get a really big house.
Yeah. And each of the platforms are more or less the rooms this time. There's not contained rooms. Everything's outdoor. So you guys can build the bridges across. You can build basically anything you want.
All right.
All the way up top.
Let's show the building blocks and stuff.
Yeah. No, this house is cool.
Yeah.
So this is the house that comes with the premium edition of the game. You can actually pre-order. I guess I should have started saying this. I was just so excited to show everything off. The pre-orders for this game are actually available right now. So you can pre-order, get your cool items. There's some illusions and a character boost that'll come with it, and you can hop in beta right now.
I believe beta's on its way up.
Not quite yet. Beta right now in a couple minutes. Beta right now later today.
All right.
So these
are the building blocks.
Yeah.
You see, it's kind of the standard assortment. Some wall pieces, kind of a short bridge. An arch that we figured could be used multiple ways. You can use it on its own as kind of an arch in a room. You can copy 2 of them, use it across as a wide archway. Obviously some detail columns. Nice seahorse element. One of the designs from the plane of water. Just a typical round tile, square tile. These all have approximately the same sizes as previous sets, so they should fit right in. A standard platform. And let's see.
You got to show the waterfalls.
So there's a couple waterfalls and some effects that go with them. There's a wide, tall, and they all have, it's kind of, might be hard to see, but they have a very small lip on the top. We're assuming that you might want to use them tucked into rocks and other things, so we didn't want to put a long roll on the top. And then a thin one more for smaller falls and ponds and stuff like that. And we've got just an upspout, which I thought might be fun. And then just a downward splash, which you can put on top of the waterfall to kind of jazz it up.
Waterfalls,
yay! Definitely a lot you can do here. Waterfalls underwater. What more could you ask for?
And this is the merchant crate. It's pretty cool. It's in the same theme, the Awidor, Unresting Waters, or Plane of Water theme.
Yep, all this stuff is quite obviously Plane of Water themed. You'll be visiting the elemental planes.
This is not. This is from
the Great Library.
Yeah, Mirrors, the Great Library, Plane of Knowledge.
Teleport item.
And that's going to be the teleport item that goes in your house or guild hall.
All right.
That's cool.
And obviously these guys over here.
Alrighty, so this is
I won't even try to pronounce
this. That's Hestia Emberhoof.
Yeah, this is.
I think I said Emberfoot last.
Can you show the air one first?
Yes, I can show the air one.
So this is the air mount that comes with the collector's edition, the premium collector's edition, or the collector's edition.
It's premium.
Yeah.
Or collector's. Sorry,
collector's,
I switched those two.
This one comes with the collector's edition, and then the fire one, Hestia Emberhoof, comes with the. Hey, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Ta-da!
And then the fire one comes with the premium collector's edition.
Yeah, so we got 2 mounts. So we got what we covered: plane
So
of air, plane of fire.
there are mounts for each element. The 4 elements are earth, air, fire, and water. You'll have to find out where you can get those. This is the familiar. This is the mulcher. What is this thing called? The detritus mulcher. And this is the snail. Yes, it's a snail, and it's got spikes. It's badass.
He's pretty fantastic. I love the snails, like idle animations.
Yeah, we actually have quite a few
cute.
snails. We have ones for different planes, so there's going to be all kinds of snails.
Snail mount.
Yep.
make
Everything's a mount.
Ending story happen. Do it.
Yeah, and then this is the mercenary that comes with the collector's editions. He's a Zephyrin. He's a peacock, and he is totally awesome.
Yeah. So definitely a lot of cool new stuff. Like we said before, these items are pretty much available with either the premium or collector's edition. Those pre-orders are live now on the website. If you hit that expansion page on EverQuest2.com, it'll be all updated. So no more Planes of Prophecy.
I'll say one more
Chaos
thing.
Descending now.
Just because I'm sure people are curious.
Yeah, the giant brains.
Yes. So this is a surround, and I like to think of the people who do break out legitly. So there is collision to stop you, but do know there is collision on all of that all the way back, so you guys can use it.
So you can play in the water.
Yes, and I think I don't even know what happens if I fall. Let's find out what happens.
Let's find out. Plus, you get to see the bottom. Woo! That's cool.
Look at it. Oh my gosh, all the sparkles.
Okay, good. All right, I actually put something there. So you get teleported out.
There you go.
That's
Beta, by the way.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
definitely
guys.
a lot of cool new stuff. Thanks for helping us show that off.
Yeah, Tim.
I love that house. We're gonna get Carlos up here. Carlos is our. I guess we'll switch back to main. And it's Carlos now.
You don't want to call me Tim.
Bye, Tim. Carlos is our senior game designer, obviously a familiar face, but now we get to get into all the fun stuff, the fun, cool new features, the stuff you get to play.
Yeah, so obviously the collector's edition is coming with a 110 boost. So if you're coming back and you haven't played in who knows how long, you're going to be able to boost right up to 110 and jump right into the expansion.
Yep.
There's also going to be once you make your way into the Plane of Knowledge, Mirist, the Great Library, there's going to be gear for everybody. So the Titian's lockbox makes its reappearance. It'll have a full set of gear that's designed specifically so you can start playing and get through the content without having to worry about any of that stuff.
Yep, and that level 110 boost comes with all editions.
So this is Mirist, the Great Library. This is a section of Plane of Knowledge. I'm not going to get into the lore because that's really the stuff that you're going to find out when you start doing the signature quest and the trade skill signature quest, which yes, the trade skill signature quest will be live with the expansion. And it's in beta for you to test if you really want to come and, find out.
Yeah, it should be available in the next couple days. I would assume we have some internal playtesting going through it just to kind of get some of the bigger bugs and stuff worked out. But the line is done and it's about ready and be in beta very shortly.
So there isn't just one room here. There's actually a bunch of rooms. This is just the main hall. There's going to be portals that access everything within the zone. It's basically one giant grandiose hub.
Ooh.
She's like, oh,
exploration is working.
Yep.
Go click on that portal.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
See where you go. Whee! Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this is one of the hubs for the elemental planes.
This is actually the hub for last expansion. So here you have.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
here you have hub 2. You can get back to the Colosseum, or you can get back to Plane of Magic, and that's actually a Plane of Disease portal. More on that later. And then, as you can see, there's other platforms that have portals to everywhere. So there's going to be a main platform that will have access to all of the expansions, dungeons, raids, solo dungeons, and outdoor zones.
Yeah, definitely a lot to explore.
Yeah, these rooms look so cool.
Yeah. Lots and lots of books, man.
Just a few.
Perfect for a library. I mean,
The never-ending quest for knowledge.
I
Yes.
apologize for the jerky camera. Tim decided to play a joke and inverted the mouse. He's so nice.
so for anyone that might just be tuning in, this is our Chaos Descending live stream. This game is now available for This expansion is now available for pre-order on the EQ2 site. Beta should be up sometime today, so you can hop in and test this stuff out, help us out. There'll be beta rewards you can earn too. We showed off some of the pre-order items earlier, but now we're kind of just running through some of the new zones and content you'll see. But
Yeah, so starting with mounts will now level to 10. They level the same way a Merc levels, and they have gear. The mounts have equipment, and the equipment is basically, it has stats and it goes to the player. It doesn't obviously go to the mount. You'll be able to check that out in beta. Mercs are going to go to level 20 and have new equipment slots that are unlocked. And then obviously Ascension class is going to 20. For Ascension, there's 6. There's 5 levels, obviously, 6 new spells. 3 are new spells and 3 are upgrades. So we didn't upgrade a lot of spells. We tried to make some new cool stuff that you haven't had. So did we want to go somewhere other than
Yep.
the plane of knowledge?
yeah, keep exploring. So you'll be exploring the elemental planes.
So
in
to
this
start
new
out,
expansion.
obviously you have the plane of knowledge, and I keep calling it that, but it's Mirist, the Great Library. That's the name of it. And then we have 4 outdoor zones, one of which is Doomfire: The Burning Lands, and this is the plane of fire. So,
in case you couldn't tell.
yeah, in case you couldn't tell. The outdoor zones are going to have quests, trade skill signature quests. They're going to have collections, all the stuff that you would expect from solo outdoor adventures. Wow, you're moving really slow.
Yeah.
It's like a fly through. It's aesthetic.
Alrighty. So anyway, this is Doomfire: The Burning Lands, and as you can see, it's filled with all sorts of plane of fire type creatures. There's a basilisk or 2. This is one of the new needle scale basilisks. They come in all sorts of flavors.
Flavors.
Delicious.
Yes, they come in all sorts of flavors. You got some fire Afridi running around, some phoenix. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Can you go over to like the cinder wasp area?
Yeah.
Because that's like my favorite area. So like,
Let's go to all the places you want to go.
that's right. So yeah, look at this, man. This is, But anyway, you'll find lots of plane of fire creatures and sorts of.
Yeah. Someone
Cool
mentioned too. They were like, so we said you get 110. Yep. If you order any edition of the expansion, you will get a level 110
boost.
character boost for your existing character. So you'll be able to hop into the new content.
Yeah, our
Get new
theme
stuff.
with this expansion is we don't want you to have to go back and do any old content. We want you to be able
Yep.
to just
Yep.
jump in and play the new stuff. So you don't have to go back to Plane of Magic and level, obviously, if you have the boost. And
I mean, you can.
there
but-
won't. Yeah. One of the things to touch on, there won't be any need to go do the epic quests, because once you finish the signature line, we'll be giving anybody that doesn't have the epic abilities, you can just be able to buy them. And weapons are going to obviously be better than the old epics in this expansion because you're going to the elemental planes and you're going to need better weapons. So, oh yeah, look at Carlos is wearing some of the. This is some of the water armor, Plane of Water, Awidor, the Unresting Waters armor. Yeah.
This is the heroic set, I believe.
Right, and this is the set that you get from heroic dungeons. It's got bubbles, so it's like tiny bubbles.
The gear does not let you float up in the sky like this. Just so you know.
Not that.
Floating up in the sky effortlessly, not included.
Like
What you don't see is below his feet right there. There's a really large pillar he's standing on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The jets of
We'll go
water
with that.
just go out really hard.
All right, so do we want to go to like the? Let's go to Erlosai, the Kingdom of Wind.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the Plane of Air.
Yes.
And this is the outdoor zone for the Plane of Air, where you will find collections, achievements, drop quests, public quests.
We got a bunch of outdoor zones too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like we mentioned earlier, the chaos is descending across the elemental plane. So, fire, air, water, earth. Was that 4?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
There may
All
be
that
more
good
than
stuff,
that.
though. There may be more than that, but
Yeah.
this is definitely going to be spending a lot of time in these places. Or with those themes.
Yeah, so this is Ginnys Realm, and she's around somewhere probably.
Trying to get my bearing here.
Ginny likes trees.
Trees and all things pretty.
You could go up to the Airy. That's like probably one of the best places to show.
Which one?
This is a big zone, so you'll be able to fly in these. All of the outdoor zones you will be able to fly in, and there's a platform out here that has teleports that go to each of the 4 islands. The main islands, there's actually more than 4 islands, but this will help you travel between the 4 main islands.
Yeah, this
and,
is the platform right here.
Yeah. And one of them is the Airy, which is the home of the Zephyrin. We also have the Bixel Hive, home of the Bixels in the Plane of Air. The Bixels are obviously Bixies, but they're kind of
They're planar?
conceited, so they decided to change their name to be different. Oh look, the sizing got in. Thank God.
Yeah, they were looking kind of weird.
So this is a giant Bixel hive, honey hive with like honeycomb and all kinds of cool stuff in here. There's a Bixel queen somewhere. She's probably not up at the top right now. And like I said, these are the outdoor zones. So these are for solo adventuring. There will be some public quests. There will be drop quests. There'll be regular quests. There'll be the signature quest for the trade skill line. And lots of other stuff that we have planned that we're not going to show today. When we go live in beta, obviously the Mirist will be live and the solo dungeons will be live, so that you can test the signature line and the TS signature line. The big outdoor zones will also be available.
Yep.
We won't have heroic dungeons available the first week because we need people to test the stuff. So we need you to go out and play with the quests and run around the zones and try not to get stuck. And
All the good stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, we got some cool beta rewards too. There's 2 mounts. One's a really cool dark dragon. I think he's called something, the Black Ravager, and then there's a like purple patchwork Pegasus type thing. They're pretty cool.
There's an airy spider. But these are the Aviacs from the realm. They're the Zephyrin. They're kind of like peacock looking guys.
And that's what the mercenary looks like on that
Correct, yeah.
collector's edition. He's one of these guys.
There's an albino one. He's really cool. Lots of trees, lots of flowers, This is my favorite area in the
Yeah, it's very distinct.
Kingdom of Wind. It came out really cool. You can fly around.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody just asked, if you purchase this expansion, do you get all previous expansions? Yes.
Yes.
Anytime you make an expansion purchase, you'll get all of the previous expansion content.
Yep.
So, yep, you'll be
get it
able
all.
to
get the whole shebang.
Go all the way back to the planes that came out last year, and then play the planes that came out this year, or whatever you want to do.
What else did you want to show? Do you want to go to another zone?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's
go
go
to Planet Earth.
Let's go to the Garlson, the Earth and Badlands.
These are all my favorite. I think the Planet Water is my favorite, though. Just saying.
Trying not to go too
Don't
far,
give it
like
away.
flying up in the air.
I was gonna say air, but then I changed my mind.
The further we get it, like up in the air, it makes the zone seem a lot smaller, but it's actually very large.
Yeah. So this is the Garlson, the Earth and Badlands. This is the plane of Earth. There's a lot of earthy type creatures here, obviously. Each of the realms has very different looking areas. So you'll start out in some areas that look really cool, and then you'll go to Art really did an awesome job of breaking it up and making it feel like you're exploring and you're adventuring and finding new cool stuff. There's some pretty cool stuff in this zone. Like the giant pyramid.
Am I being hit?
And
I
yes,
think
you're being
you are.
attacked.
I was like, are you
I can
standing on
fix that.
someone?
I just told them to go away.
So this is again one of the 4 outdoor zones that you're going to be able to play and adventure in. These are the Terrax. They're another aviac group that does reside in the plane of Earth. And we have the Arborians, which are the tree people.
Yeah,
Do you want to show an
they're
Arborian?
not quite treants. They're a little bit more than treants.
No, they're like tree.
Yeah, they're like pure like beings of nature or something.
Yes.
It's kind of
They're tree people.
Tree people.
Hence the tree people.
Oh, we gotta show the snails. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can't leave those
Showing
out.
off the snails.
They're here somewhere.
These are Jopals, which we've never had before. These are the Variki, which are the plane of Earth Jopals. We actually have Jopals for different themes. Yeah. These are the plane of Earth ones. We have a lot of different snails. Here's one of
He's staring at us. Everything else around
Oh
him.
my goodness.
The detritus mulchers. Yeah, these are
So doofy.
some of them are fancier than others. Some of them are plainer than
Clearly.
others.
Just
And they look very curious.
face only a mother could look.
The head tracking on them is kind of creepy. Gotta
It
admit.
is. Yeah. I think if you go on the other side, there's a
spiky
more-
one.
Yeah.
There we go.
Which that guy I believe is actually
Look at
the
those
familiar.
Oh, he's got some
yeah.
teeth.
Yeah, he's got blue eyes too. All right,
They're amazing.
and then obviously this is the Sepulcher. I forget what this is officially called.
Sepulcher of the 12.
Yeah.
I believe. The 12 what, you might ask? The 12 refer to the Wraith Council.
The Wraith Council.
Yeah. You'll see them later.
Hey, there's
Yes.
a shiny.
Ooh.
So as you can see, also we have elemental shinies. So shinies are different in each of the zones. This is a plane of Earth shiny. See the leaves? It's really cool.
It also makes sure that they're easier to see because
Yeah.
you know, depending on the look of the zone, you know, a normal shiny
Yeah, there's two.
kind of
There's
gets
two up there. I can see
tough.
2 of them just from flying above. So there's earth shiny, water shiny, fire shiny are new, air are new. The water ones are really cool. They're like bubbles. Blub, 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 blub.
But cool. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
And so we want to show a dungeon. We want to show the plane of water.
Yeah, we can do that.
Move on to
So
my
as you
favorite.
might have guessed, the house is actually built from the plane of water. It's not the entire plane. It's just the center, the center section.
You mean they can't go fight stuff underwater?
So we decided a long time ago that underwater combat is not fun in our game. It could be better. So obviously the plane of water is covered with water and there's water everywhere and water all around, but you won't actually be underwater. There might be some zones where you might be underwater, but
You'll have to find out.
you'll have to find out. So this is Awidor, the Unresting Waters. This is this is the plane of Terumar, Povar, and Isi, so water, vapor, and ice. Woo.
Telling you, Tim, this inverted mouse is really throwing me off.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
These are some
Stream
of
on
the,
hard mode.
These are some of the inhabitants. These are the Nereids. They're kind of like mer people.
Yeah, they're kind of like planar sirens, I guess you could say.
Find a big fish golem, water golem. There's one right there.
Oh, I love these.
Oh, these are so
They're
awesome.
so cool.
There's one of the golems that's walking around. This is a big giant water golem with, yes, he has fish swimming around inside of him. Pretty cool.
We heard you
I
like
love
golems
these.
and we heard you liked aquariums, so now you have a golem aquarium.
So it's an aquarium golem, yes. Really cool.
Those are probably my favorites. Yeah,
these are really cool.
My favorite. This is why.
And then let's go find some Marids. The new.
Where are they, up top?
Yeah, if you go up a level, you should be able to find some Marids.
Oh, here's one.
Yeah. So these are they're kind of like a cross between a fish man and a Djinn. But these are the Marids. They're another resident of the plane of water. They're really cool.
He's coming right for us.
I know.
He's gonna go right
Strut.
over. As you can see, there's giant tubes of water to travel from one level to the other. So you will be doing some swimming and possibly some drowning. We thought that would be fun for you. Yeah. Here you have the upper level. Woo! There's some sharks swimming out there. There goes a squid, giant squid. This is the center section. There's actually 4 massive towers that revolve around it. You can show one of the towers from here. And each of the towers also is in some of the dungeons, so you'll get to see the whole thing. Obviously, playing through the heroic content.
Yep. And probably a little bit. I know you guys are wanting a little bit more details and stuff. So the raid zones this time are going to be a little interesting. They're not going to be as what's the word, linear, I guess you could say, as last expansion. The whole, you must kill one boss to get to the next one, to get to the next one, to get to the next one. It'll still do that to some extent, but only within the zone. You won't be required to kill, say, the 3rd mob in one zone to get to the 4th mob in another, or to the 1st mob in another. The only exception would be you have to stick to your tier, so you clear each of the tier 1s, it'll unlock the tier 2s. We also have what we're calling mythic raids. They're a step up in difficulty, but not what you would consider a challenge raid. A challenge raid before kind of was the top echelon of difficulty, whereas they're not necessarily challenge raids, but they're harder than the regular version, but they might be easier than a further regular raid.
Yeah.
Depending on where they fall and what tier they are and stuff. So
But
there's lots of content.
Basically, there's not going to be the back flagging that we had in Planes of Power. So,
And any flagging that has to be done, they'll require one person to have the flag, and it'll let the whole raid in.
yeah, so you won't have to go back and flag people to progress.
Right. Now there are some interesting things you might have to do to unlock some of the tier 4s. But I'm not going to really go into that. You'll have to find that out in game. But the majority of the content is open up for everybody. The first raid zone that you'll get unlocked is Plane of Fire, or Doomfire. But you'll find really quickly that the other zones will open up as you start killing a few things. I think there's like 4 tier 1s, I think, in the first zone, or something like that. Once you've killed those 4, it'll unlock the next zone, and once you kill those tier 1s, it'll unlock the next zone. Every zone has tier 1s, every zone has tier 2s. There's only one, I think Plane of Fire is the only one that doesn't have a tier 3. All the tier 4s are separated out into their own zone. So you won't have to, you know what I mean. So the other thing that I wanted to mention real quick was the way that the tiers are going to work. And I touched on it a little bit before, but it'll be like easy, then the mythic of that easy, and then the next easy, then the mythic of that easy. It'll go all the way to the end. The only exception is Wraith Council, the final expansion boss. There's 4 different modes you can fight it in. First 2 are considered easy. The second 2 are considered mythic, but they're within the same zone. The lockouts are the interesting thing that we probably should cover though.
Yeah.
Each zone is going to have a static lockout. There's no window like there was before. However, the normal versions of the zones will have a little bit longer lockout. The harder versions of the zones will have a shorter lockout, because I know, casual guilds will like to, stretch it out and like to get all the way through the zone as far as they can, but some of the more hardcore guilds want to get through as quickly as they can and reset the zone and go to another one.
Get more loot.
Yeah. So you can do both of those depending on your play style.
Yeah.
All right. We're also going to have our first fully contested raid zone.
Oh, right.
That's also coming with the expansion.
Yeah. So we're back in the Plane of Fire again because there are more people in here now. This is Chaos Ascending. It's going to be our 15th EverQuest II expansion, and pre-orders are available right now. So you'll be able to hop into beta and test some of this stuff out today, see it for the first time yourself, and possibly help us out with beta testing, which is always super important. You'll get some pretty cool rewards for that too. But yeah, pre-orders are live right now.
The raid zones won't be open at the beginning. There might be 1 or 2 that open up toward the end, but that'll be toward the end of beta. Might run some public raid tests and stuff, but again, that'll be toward the end.
Yeah, but there is no shortage of things to do right now, though.
Not at all.
That's for sure.
We're also planning on bringing back avatars, which are fully contested gods. And you'll be unlocking those for the server, so people who get to the elemental gods will be unlocking the avatars for everybody. So
Yes, that'll be fun.
more on that when you discover it.
Yeah, don't want to give too much away, but we showed off quite a bit.
Another thing that I wanted to say is we're really going more forward with trying to make things easier for gearing alts. So we've made some changes to how armor works, more broad unlocking for alts, for armor pieces and stuff like that. We're trying to make sure that a lot of the stuff that you earn is going to be accessible, for alts, stuff like that. So we're attempting to keep more stuff open and easier for gearing alts.
Yep. Cool. I
We
think
touched
that
on
was
everything.
our rundown. There's a ton in there. I don't think we missed anything, though.
Yeah, it's the usual amount of content. 12 heroic dungeons, 12 solo dungeons, lots of raids.
Lots of raids.
There's eight regular raids and 8 mythic raids. Is that the number?
I think so.
Something like that. Yeah.
Zones. I'm talking
lot.
about zones, not encounters.
Some of those are 1 or 2 boss raid zones, but most of them are large.
So some of the gods have their own places to dwell.
There's a lot. And two, we also mentioned, I know we mentioned this earlier, but mount equipment is a new thing. Mount
Right.
leveling up to 10. That's the first time ever you'll be able to.
Yeah, so some
Grab
of the
your
equipment,
mounts.
a lot of the equipment I believe is going to be trade skilled, so you'll be able to make some of it. But it'll be available throughout different types of content. But yep, and the gear that you put on your mount, obviously the stats go to the character, not to the mount, because the mount doesn't need stats. You do. So
Yeah, so
And
that makes
Ascension?
sense.
mention
Ascension.
We
Ascension
talked
again.
about it.
Yeah.
What did we grab?
Yeah.
There's more people in here now. There's new people, so it doesn't hurt to mention
Yeah,
again.
so Ascension, obviously, like I said, is going to level 20, 5 levels. There'll be 6 new spells. Well, not new spells. There'll be 3 upgraded spells and 3 new spells per Ascension class.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of new stuff to do. Again, available for pre-order now. You'll be able to get into beta, and what we haven't mentioned, expansion will be launching on November 13th for live servers. So that's just about a month away. We got Carlos is like, oh no. You got about a month to help us beta test, and then, if that's not your thing, November 13th, this will all come to live servers.
We also have a change for public quests. So public quests are actually going to be gauged on participation.
All right.
So if you don't participate, you get there's going to be tiers of rewards instead
No
of
gold
the same
stars for everyone.
instead of the same reward for everybody. There'll be tiers graded upon your participation, and if you don't participate, you'll get the lowest tier, and if you get in there and rock it, you'll get the highest tier. Just wanted to make sure people knew that we did make some changes to the public quest.
And it's based on participation, not necessarily DPS or healing, or it's just you need to participate. You be actively doing things rather than just standing off in a corner expecting everybody else to do the work for you.
Right.
Yeah. Someone asked, if you pre-order now, do you get access to old expansions right away? Yes, you do. You also get access to the level 110 character boost right away, and the illusion, which I don't actually think we showed off. It's really cool. He's the guy and the guy and the girl in the art. It's Jin.
Yeah, the illusions are they're actually called Jan.
I can show one. I know what one is.
They're higher. They're
Jen
a
is
higher.
the EQ one.
Yeah, they're a higher class than Djinn. No, we have
Oh,
both.
are they? Okay.
We have both, but Jans are
spoiled.
from the elemental planes, so to speak, and they're like a higher tier of genie.
There you go, the Jin.
Yeah,
Is it Maggie
so,
or Magi? Now I need to know.
And then
Jamie
it's really
Magi.
cool because the bauble, if you're have a female character, it'll show you the female Jan, and if you have a male character, it'll show you the male Jan. And I believe we put in a way to switch it, so if you want to use the female illusion or the male illusion, and you're not, your character is not, you can. So.
Yep, and the I think the illusion is the ones from the plane of air too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to load
They
it,
look
see
pretty
if I can
cool.
get to one.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Let's flip over to Carlos really quick. See if it wants. Oops.
Don't show
So
me.
this
There
is
you
one
go.
of them.
Woo! There you
I
go.
There
guess
you
I
go.
should
Yeah,
have
I
probably
forgot
turned
about
aggro off, huh?
Fight him. Just kidding. So
you
this
go.
is what you'll
Now you should
more or
probably
less look
turn
like with
aggro
the
off.
illusion.
Yeah,
Take
so
'em
this
out.
is one of the Jan.
They're pretty sweet.
They are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So, you
So
can
yeah,
turn
the
into them.
illusion that you get with the pre-order is
Different.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just one of them. I'm not sure where one is that looks closer to the merc.
They're in the art. You'll see them at the top of the expansion page
Right.
if you want to check that out. It's right up top. You can't miss it.
They're really cool though. They float just like the sky, so you'd be floating everywhere.
Yeah, we've got lots of new models this
Oh, yeah.
expansion. There's
Yeah,
no way we
there'll
could show them
be-
all.
There'll be lots of new
Can't even-
new creatures for you to
We don't
encounter.
even have time to show all the snails, let alone everything.
That's true. We don't have time to show you all the snails.
No, yeah, definitely a lot of really cool stuff. It looks really good. I'm a big fan of all the art that's in here. I really like last expansion too, but I think this is. I mean, you're exploring the more elemental planes now. I'm just personally a big fan of that. I think it looks pretty incredible.
Yeah, and this expansion feels a lot more open too. There's a lot more exploration or wandering around and stuff. The outdoor zones, there's more of those, whereas typically we don't do a whole lot of those per expansion. But
Yeah, those are my
Yeah.
favorite. 'Cause y'all care about what I like, obviously.
We do.
You're being like, that's my favorite, by the way, in case you were wondering. I'm excited. I'm very excited. But yeah, cool. I think we definitely covered everything. It was a lot to show off, a lot for you to still discover that we kind of didn't go over yet. Like we said earlier, Chaos Descending, the 15th expansion, is available for pre-order right now. You'll get that cool not Jan illusion, that we showed off a model for it. Didn't show off the exact one. And a level 110 character boost if you pre-order right now. They'll be delivered to you right now, so you can use them right now.
So there is class balance coming. In fact,
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna run into some immediately when you get into beta. So
There you go.
I think we've posted a lot of the stuff in the patch notes that have been changed.
Patch notes, beta
Um,
forms.
But I saw people asking about
There's a little,
class balance. There's class balance that's already been implemented in the expansion that you'll be seeing, and there's more to come. And I don't mean more later. I mean more during beta. So we'll definitely be doing some class balance.
Yep, there's a lot for trade skillers too. Someone's mentioning that the trade skill signature quest will be out with this expansion too.
Mm-hmm.
No having to wait for that. So
Yeah,
you'll be able to do that.
It's a good size signature line.
yeah, I think it's
30 quests or something.
27 or 28, yeah, something like that. It's
Yeah.
it's decent size.
I don't believe that'll be on beta yet, but it should be in a couple of days
Yeah,
too.
the
I
next few
believe
days
is what it
probably.
said. Yeah, beta
have-
should be up today if you pre-order and want to hop in there and start testing,
We have
trying stuff out.
professionals going through the trade skill signature line right now.
So it's kind of a big deal.
Everybody knows Den Mum. She's helping us out. She's doing a great job.
Has been on beta and helping us test the trade skill signature line. So doing her thing, her awesome thing.
Definitely much appreciated. Yeah, and then Chaos Descending will launch to live servers on November 13th. So we're just about a month away, so it's definitely not a long wait at all. So it's pretty exciting. I'm excited.
We can tell.
It's like not 9 a.m. anymore. I'm like, yay.
We're up now.
Cool. Yeah, I think that was the rundown of kind of what's coming. You can check out some of this information. It's live on the website right now if you want to head over there.
Merc class.
Merc class.
Do you know what the Merc class is?
Merc class?
Yeah, do you know what class the Merc is?
Oh. He's the ranger druid. He does everything. He's the
So he's kind of like Perrin.
jack of all trades, master of some.
Perfect.
He's really good.
Yes.
Yes. And then, yes, also if you get a pre-order today, you'll be able to play all the previous expansion content starting now. So you have a month to catch up. Or, if you don't want to catch up, you can use that level 110 character boost and hop right in when this goes live.
Yeah, like I said, you can jump right in. There's gear sitting, waiting for you. So you'll be geared to start it out and go out and get your adventure on.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, I think that covers it. 11/13. That's the date we said. Avatars are coming back. I'm just reading over a couple of the questions because now everybody's like, oh my god, they're answering questions.
Yeah, there'll be avatars.
Yep. Yeah, you can always upgrade your edition of the expansion later, too, if you just want to start standard and later you're like, man, I really want that snail familiar. You can upgrade it later.
And the avatars will be in the old world zones.
Yeah.
There'll be a good handful of them. They're not going to be tier 4 difficulty. They're not like some of the harder difficulty avatars in the past. They're kind of more meant for the majority of raiders. Can't really go into loot or anything like that, but the fights themselves should be obtainable, I guess, by just about anybody. But they're still contested. So.
Yeah. Cool. I think that's.
And yeah, we did
most
say
of
a
the
fully
questions.
contested raid zone.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
We
For
did.
the first.
And
We
by
weren't
working
kidding.
together and clearing all the way to the end, you might be able to unlock something else too.
Yeah.
There's always so much more. Don't they know that by now? I think that was everything.
Secrets within the secrets.
Secretception.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us on our Chaos Descending expansion live stream. We're excited to see you guys in beta. The beta forms should also hopefully be up right now. I haven't gotten a check yet because I've been here.
I think they're open.
They should be
for everybody to read.
They should be open for everyone to read. And if you're testing beta, if you pre-order that expansion, you can help us by leaving feedback. It's super invaluable to us. These guys will be all over the place up there.
/bug/feedback.
/bug/feedback, reading everything. So that'll be super helpful. If you want to hop into beta, you can do that now by pre-ordering the game. And if not, we'll see you on November 13th at launch. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.